Welcome, it's denome. It looks like Bitcoin just break down from this formation here. So this could have been a bull flag, which was a bullish signal for Bitcoin, but we actually broke to the downside here. So it signals to me that Bitcoin is headed to the downside even more from here. But how low? We're going to talk about that in this video. We're going to take a look at some technical analysis, as well as we're going to take a look at some fundamental analysis, what's going on in the Bitcoin world basically. Anyway, if we just take a look at the chart first, you can see here that we're currently bouncing up about $42,000. So if we make a line here, you can see that this is a major support here. So we came here and this acted as resistance before, and then we bounced from the trend line here, and then we actually broke through it, and then we came and retested this line here before we headed to the upside again. But now we are testing that line again, and if this actually breaks, as I think it will, because we just broke through this formation here, that means we're gonna head it even lower. So how low can we go? Basically, this is the next level. 29,000 is basically the next level that I see a significant price point. We could even get a bounce a little bit higher than that if market starts to basically expect a bounce before the actual, basically the final line here. So from 33,000 or $34,000, that would be an excellent entry point into Bitcoin in my opinion. Or if you're dollar cost averaging yourself back into Bitcoin, that would basically be the starting point. Or if we go back above, back to this channel here, so this could be a fake out still. Those are basically the two scenarios where I would be getting back into the market. And if we go all the way down to 29, that's basically another good entry point. But below that, we basically have to go and to the basically 2017 all-time highs here. So if we break through this $29,000 range, then the next one would be basically $20,000. And that's basically the lowest I can see Bitcoin going. So now if we take a look at the longer view on this chart here, let me take out these lines here. If we take a look at how 2017 played out, we respected this trend line all the way to the upside here. But with 2021 bull run, you can see that we have been trading below this line here. And now we had a big signal that we are headed more to the downside here. I did not make a video because this looked like it could have been a bull flag here, but it now has confirmed that it is not a bull flag. So from that reason, I think we are headed to the downside. But if we compare this run from 2017 to what we had now, you can see that we had this blow off top, and this basically did not happen here on 2021. And I don't know what's the reason for that, but because that did not happen, I also expect that we don't see as much downside here. So the volatility of Bitcoin is probably gonna be much lower than it was before. So the lowest is basically $20,000. If we go all the way down to 14, I just don't see us going that low, because all the money printing, all the inflation, and all the DeFi growth and the adoption of crypto that we're seeing, I just don't see it going back to 14,000. But it could even go as far low as that, but I don't personally bet on it at all. And another reason why I do think we are headed a little bit more to the downside is if we take a look at the MACD graph here, which is basically just a few moving averages compared to each other. On the weekly view, you can see that we were above on the green line here, basically almost all of 2017 run after we broke through the previous all-time high. So from here to here, we were on the green, but once this turned red, that's when the bear market started. And now we have been on the red here for a few days or a few weeks actually already. And I did not know if this was a true top signal or not, but that's one of the reasons why I actually went 40% into stablecoins previously. And if you didn't know about that move, I made this move on 14th of May. And I announced this on the denome announcement channel on Telegram that I was roughly 40% in stables, because the market irrationality is at an all-time high from what Elon Musk basically flip-flopped his position on Bitcoin and Dogecoin pumping and all the coins that rationally are undervalued compared to other coins, they were not performing well. So for that reason, I felt like irrationality is a little bit too high for me, and that's why I was 40% in stable coins. But personally, I'm not buying yet. I'm waiting a little bit more deep and maybe a little bit more deep on the altcoins as well, because as the price goes down, there will be a little bit more fear on the market, and I think weak hands will be selling on this dip as well. But I just don't see this dip going much lower than it currently is. A 50% drop on Bitcoin is basically what I currently see. But then if we see that drop, then the upside is basically that $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 price for Bitcoin. So if we see $20,000 Bitcoin, I think that will be like a super excellent all-in entry point in my opinion, at least for me. But for now, I'm 40% in stables. I'm still in the crypto markets, as I think I hold some undervalued coins. Currently, like Auto token, I bought it back, as well as I have the Band token, as well as the Cell token, and I do have CRO token as well, because they have pretty cool stuff coming in a few months once they release the Ethereum virtual machine on the on their CRO chain as well. I will talk about the altcoins soon. But now let's talk about the fundamentals of Bitcoin. So if we go and take a look at the Bitcoin on exchange reserves, you can see that in the basically recent week or 2 weeks, this has actually started to climb up again. So people are depositing Bitcoin onto exchanges. But when you look deeper into this, you can see that the spot exchange, which means basically any exchange that only basically doesn't allow you to do leverage, the amount of Bitcoin exiting these exchanges is actually more than is being put on these spot exchanges. And usually retail folks, if they want to hold Bitcoin, they will deposit or trade money on these spot exchanges. But when money is taken out of these spot exchanges, it usually means that people want to hold Bitcoin. But if we take a look at derivative exchange net flow, you can see that this is actually pretty significantly trending to the upside. So in this case, it looks like people want to trade or short Bitcoin on these derivative exchanges. So for me, it looks like this recent price move here is mainly caused by derivative traders, because more Bitcoin is on those derivative exchanges, and they can either go long or they can go short. So I think derivative exchanges are basically the word manipulating is the wrong idea, but I think more people are putting short positions on Bitcoin right now, and that's the reason why the price is going down. But once those short positions gets closed, that's when Bitcoin will move to the upside once again. But of course, I could be wrong here, but to me, it just looks like we might see a little bit more downside from looking at these net flows. Basically, the net flows to the outside from spot exchanges is not massively big, and the derivative exchange flow is pretty high. So I don't know if these are newbie traders or what they are, but anyway, these are the net flows of Bitcoin. And if we take a look at the relative unrealized profit and loss on Bitcoin, you can see that we are still on the greed index here. So if we take a look at this basically means anyone who bought Bitcoin in their wallet, are they in profit or are they at a loss? And when people are at an unrealized profit, it usually means that people are waiting to close their positions on Bitcoin and exit. And that's basically what this chart here shows. It shows people who are still holding Bitcoin but are in profit and haven't sold. And if this is at 90%, that basically means that we are near euphoria and we're still near greed. And from basically 2017 run, you can see that we dipped below the greed line here on the optimism and denial phase, and then we had a few strong bounces to the upside here. And now we are basically testing that line on this chart right now. So we could even get a bounce from here, or it could just go down like we saw on the 2017 top here. So we'll see how things develop. But for me, I'm cautiously bearish. But as you can see from my position, I still have 60% of my assets in crypto. So I'm still bullish on the whole crypto market in the long run. But in the short term, we might see some downward pressure. But I'm looking to enter back into Bitcoin, and let's go back to the chart here. So I'm looking to get back into Bitcoin basically if the prices go back to this formation, or if we have a significant drop to almost $30,000 range, or as low as 20,000. That's basically my all-in position here. Or the third scenario is that if altcoins start significantly dropping more from these current price levels, so that they become overly discounted, in my opinion, that's when I will be entering more into altcoins. But currently I hold coins like Band Protocol. I bought it at a little bit higher price than this. I think I bought it at 14.5, and I did not sell it at 22, which was a mistake, but unfortunately I did not do it. So this is one of my holds. Then I have the Matic, which everyone should know right now. This actually did not drop, so this is actually looking pretty nice, but the market cap is already $10 billion for this layer 2 Ethereum scaling network. Polygon Matic network. Anyway, you can do yield farming on the Matic blockchain, and yeah, it's pretty cool. But I have been selling it a little by little as it has been going up, as I showed in the altcoin exit plan. So that's basically what I've been doing with Matic, but it's pretty good. I still have a big position because the price has just gone up so much since I bought it. And then I recently bought Auto. So I bought this back at 2.7k, and now it actually dropped to 2.3k. And this is pretty cool. They have cool things coming. They are actually expanding over to Matic network in the, I think, within a month. And in 2 days, they will actually release the single Auto token staking. So in 2 days, that will happen. So that's basically the reason why I bought it back. But unfortunately, it already dropped from that 2.7k range. I'm thinking of buying more, but I'm pretty happy with my current position, so I don't basically want to invest more into this one. But I just wanted to showcase that it's probably undervalued, because the total value locked in their system right now is $1.6 billion, and it's looking like it's growing as they expand the scope of their platform going forward. I sold a little bit UNCX. So this is a token that I talked before. I think I sold about, about 52%, I think I sold from my UNCX position when it was $880. That was my exit. For that, I still have half of my UNCX left. So that's there. What else did I have? Of course, I have the sell and CRO and other things like that. But this here may not actually be the best opportunity to buy the dip yet. So I would be a little bit cautious. It could easily just bounce from here, but personally I'm a little bit cautious on the market, because at the end of the day, if you are left with 50% of the gains that you made during a bull market, after the bull market is done, you are a legend. So that's basically the philosophy that I'm going here, that I'm a little bit cautious to buying back right now, because the signals on the chart are looking like we're headed to the downside, but we did not see the blow of top. So maybe the downside here is a little bit less than what we had here on 2017 as well. So we'll see how things develop. But for me, I'm cautiously bearish and cautiously bullish. So I don't know if it's a neutral position to have 40% in stables, but anyway, that's where I'm currently at. And just wanted to let you know this video to let you know where I currently stand on the crypto markets, and maybe this will help you make your own decisions, what you want to do going forward as well, and what you want to do with your altcoins. If you are heavily into altcoins, do you want to keep holding, or do you want to exit a little bit and then buy back potentially at a lower price, or even at a higher price once we have that confirmation that, okay, we're headed to the upside once again. So I don't know what you want to do, but these are my thoughts on the crypto markets right now. Hope you like the video, consider subscribing, and I will see you on the next video.